Bradley scratched himself. I guess so, I'd better get dressed. He almost sprinted down the hallway to his bedroom. McKinley watched him with bewilderment. Most mornings, Bradley awoke with the temperament of a disturbed grizzly. This morning, he was as docile as a kitten. "Do you have some returns to finish?" Mr. Scratch asked McKinley. "Ah, yes," he quavered. "Well then, you'd better eat something. That's a lot of mental work. You need some vitamin C and some protein, no bacon for you, bad for the arteries. Let's get you a vegetable juice mix and some soy mix." He busied himself while Bradley's eggs crackled gently on the stove. McKinley simply sagged in the middle of the kitchen. There was a large green man cooking breakfast. He could see him, but he didn't seem real. Nothing did. Outside, the Rev. Hardy Gorin pulled up in his white Cadillac, surveyed the burgeoning crowd and worked his way to the curb. He climbed up and held up his hands for silence. "Let us pray," he announced. By late morning, the entire front lawn was covered by an impromptu, swaying congregation. Rev. Gorin alternated hymns with harangues. The Seabreeze High School marching band had joined the festivities. The school was located only 3 blocks away, and the band apparently had been practicing. Their director had noticed the crowds and decided to take advantage of the audience. They were playing When the Saints Come Marching In. With unrelenting enthusiasm, as they stomped up and down Georgetown and North Peninsula Drive. Several squads of Daytona Beach officers were there, too, to direct traffic. They also had to keep a careful eye on a small group of spiked-haired men and women holding up signs in support of the devil. They were somewhat isolated, yet undeterred. They happily chatted with the reporter and preened themselves as a television truck from Channel 2 TV hurried into the festivities. A reporter and a cameraman quickly began asking questions and filming. No one knew exactly what was going on, but no one hesitated to smile, wave, and say a few words. The reporter dutifully repeated all the innuendos as if they were solid facts. On several occasions, scuffles broke out between the more aggressive supporters of the devil and their opponents. Police subdued one teenage devil supporter by holding him down by his pointed hair and putting on handcuffs. He was taken away in a police car while his opponents smirked nobly. Vendors had arrived to hawk miniature blue devils, apparently replica team mascots. They all had the word Duke splashed across their tint chests. Someone else was selling Wake Forest University insignia, the hard-faced Demon Deacon. DePaul was not overlooked either. Someone else was hawking witch-related paraphernalia, while a third with an ecumenical bent was offering Bibles at a discount, as well as crucifixes, creches, and mezuzahs. Inside the house, McKinley had moved beyond despair to something approaching comatose. In the living room, Bradley and Mr. Scratch were finishing up a project that analyzed the ashes created by burning small samples of magazines, newsprint, and IRS forms to determine chemicals being released into the air. In the family room, Gerald was setting some old Egyptian game, Minkala, that Mr. Scratch had created from cups and a few rocks. He would play with Gerald as Bradley burned the samples, then return to help with the analysis. In the bedroom, Connie was packing. "I've had it," she announced. "It's like being in the middle of a parade." "Where are you going?" McKinley asked listlessly. He felt completely helpless. "To a motel. I'll let you know which one," Connie snapped, haphazardly tossing several blouses and shorts into her soft suitcase. She straightened. "Maybe." "Honey," he pleaded. "All I did was ask for quiet, that's all. The same consideration I gave you," Connie sputtered. "But no, you couldn't do that. Listen to this place. It would be quieter inside a jet engine." "Honey," McKinley tried. "It's spring break. The hotels are filled with wild teenagers, parties, loud music, drinking to all hours." "Ah," said Connie sarcastically, "peace and quiet." McKinley leaned against the door. His whole world was spiraling apart, like a modest airplane that lost its rudder. Ignoring him completely, Connie finished throwing clothing into her suitcase. She then grabbed the handle and heaved. The suitcase thudded to the floor. McKinley feebly offered a hand. His wife pretended not to see him but struggled out the bedroom door into the hallway. "I'm leaving," she announced. Gerald and Bradley were too busy to hear her and probably couldn't, considering the racket emanating from the front of the house. Connie grimaced and worked the suitcase through the kitchen and into the garage. McKinley watched her sadly. There was nothing to say. Besides, any of his words would have been drowned out by the outdoor commotion. The garage door went up with a bang. Instantly, everyone stopped to stare. Mid-sermon rev, Goran turned, arms in the air, to look at the open garage. "The sinner is coming out," he shouted. The crowd roared. Connie slowed, edged her small Corolla back into the driveway. The throng parted like the Red Sea. People peered into the window. Connie sneezed. They backed away. She inched onto the street. A policeman waved her on. In a moment, she had turned south and headed towards Plaza Road. McKinley watched her for a moment from the bedroom and then put down the blinds again. "I won," Gerald shouted. "Congratulations," Mr. Scratch said. He seemed genuinely happy. McKinley wiped his forehead. He had such a headache. "Dad," Bradley said on his way to wash his hands, "I really have a good project." There was a faint smell of burning surrounding him. "A great project," Mr. Scratch said, beaming. He wandered into the hallway. "You don't look very good," he told McKinley. "You should have let me make that smoothie for you." "How long are you going to stay?" McKinley whispered. Mr. Scratch shrugged. "This is such a nice home. The boys are great. I really don't know," he said. "By the way, I was thinking of fixing that leaky drain in the back bathroom. Do you have a wrench?" McKinley shook his head. This was a nightmare, he told himself. Gerald ran over to Mr. Scratch and took his hand. "Come on," he said. "I have the board set up." "You are a great kid," Mr. Scratch said. McKinley watched them. His mind felt empty. An imp in the back of his mind kept reminding him that more tax returns waited. The rest of his brain was too overwhelmed to respond.